Hey everybody, this is Kingslayer back with another video, and I decided to make another video because I have some fantastic news to give you guys. So, I'm gonna jump right into that in just a second. I've got a friend code up at the top if any of you guys want to shout me out, send me a friend request on here. Yes, I did change my title to Title Collector. I thought it looked kind of cool. Probably won't stay that way for very long. But anyway, again, that's my friend code up at the top. And let me just go ahead and jump right in to the video for our big news that we are here to give you guys. So the big news is that I need to spend my White Day tokens. Yeah, I have way too many, like 13,000 that I'm refusing to spend for whatever god-awful reason. As you can see, I have not picked up anything at all. I'm just kidding, that's not the news. So the news is a lot of you guys have seen from my previous videos that I have been in talks with Bushiroad to try and get the CFU tournaments Bushiroad sanctioned, Bushiroad sponsored. Well, I am pleased to say that the one of the other admins, White Tiger, and I have both received the green light to go ahead and host Bushiroad sponsored tournaments. So this is really huge. We've been already planning. If you guys have looked in the calendar on our Discord server, you guys have seen we've already planned to be hosting these Bushiroad sponsored tournaments, but they weren't actually greenlit yet. So there was a chance that they were actually going to fall back and become platinum tourneys because we didn't have the green light yet. However, we do officially have it now. We are an official Bushiroad sponsored server. So this is huge, and go out and tell everybody you know about this because this is big, and Bushiroad actually gives out their prize support based off the number of participants involved in a tournament. So you actually want it to be as big as possible so that you can get as many packs as you can. So again, this is really huge, and due to the fact that we do officially have this news, we are making a few changes to our layout. They're not very big, but it's basically in order to help players level up in their ranking within our server so that they can have earlier access into our Bushiroad official tournaments. So I'm going to jump into that now. So originally we've been, at least over the past week or so, we've been doing a pod structure, and a lot of our participants have really enjoyed it so far. It's a lot less tedious, and it requires a lot less it requires less commitment than you have to play a game every day like we were doing with our past league. So with that said, we have now moved to daily pods, and as of yesterday, I have actually had a bot running the pods, and a lot of you who have been participating in them have seen that. So this bot is actually kind of basically pairing up all the competitors on its own. It's forming its own bracket. All the competitors have to do is register for the pod. And due to the fact that this bot is running the pods and it's going very smoothly, we now have set times every day for pods. And those times are 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. So every 3 hours from 6 to 6 Pacific time. So Pacific time is the time of the in-game clock, so I try to use that as the times that we use for our tournaments, even though I myself do not live in that time zone. So with that said, I felt like it would be easier to use the in-game time clock than my local one, because then people would be trying to convert several different time zones at once instead of just their own to Pacific, which already they have to do when they play. Regardless, I took a poll a little bit earlier today to ask a lot of the players, would they be willing to move to having 2 platinum tournaments in a weekend instead of 1. And within like an hour or two, I had pretty unanimous yes. It wasn't a large representation of the server, but everyone who did vote early was like, yes. I legit had not a single no. So that told me a lot of people would prefer to have more options to move up to gold and platinum. So we're just going to go ahead and move on and move to that. With that said, this is our new updated calendar for the month. So today is Tuesday, June 9th. By the time this uploads, it'll probably be Wednesday, June 10th. So we'll have daily pods every weekday. On these two Saturdays, June 20th and June 27th, will be our two Bushiroad sponsored tournaments. Now, for those who haven't looked into this, those who don't know this, a tournament organizer is only allowed to organize one Bushiroad official tournament every month. So I will be hosting the one on the 27th, and one of our other admins, White Tiger, will be hosting the very first one that we ever have on the 20th. So we both have already registered this. We've both been greenlit for both tournaments. So those are set in stone. Every other day that falls on a weekend, being Saturday the 13th and all 3 Sundays remaining in this month, will be platinum tournaments. So you guys will have 4 more chances to get plat alongside of the 2 Bushiroad official tournaments. So with that said, we'll have a lot more platinums and we'll have a lot more golds within the server now. And due to the increased number of daily pods, now that the bot can run them, we'll also have a lot more silvers. So what does that mean for you guys who are looking to compete? So I went back to roles here because first and foremost, that means that things are going to get a little bit more competitive when it comes to entering these Bushiroad official tournaments. They're going to be, as stated before, we're going to be going down the list. Diamond gets first entry, then platinum, then gold, then silver, then bronze gets final entry. So with that said, with a lot more platinums, a lot more golds, and a lot more silvers, you're going to want to do everything you possibly can to try and level up. You're going to want to compete in these platinum tourneys. You're going to want to compete in the daily pods, because now more than ever, there is a pretty decent chance that bronze will not even have a chance to enter these Bushiroad official tournaments. So you do want to try and compete in anything you possibly can as much as possible. We are trying to promote frequent activity between the members of our server. We want to establish a fun community, and we feel this is the best way to do so. However, because the environment has gotten a little more competitive with these increased number of pods and increased number of platinum tourneys, we are going to be changing the rules slightly on the pods. The bots are running the pods on their own right now, and occasionally they will start up a pod and we won't have 8 people enter. So it will start the pod with fewer than 8 people, and we're fine with that. However, that does leave room for certain rules to be abused, such as silver passing to second place and things like that. So we are going to be changing that rule. So the silver roll can still pass to the person in second place if the winner is already silver or above, as the rule already was. However, we are requiring a minimum of 6 people in the pod for silver to pass to second place. If you end up having a 4-man pod, if a bronze wins that 4-man pod, then they'll still be promoted to silver. However, if a silver or higher member wins the pod, it will not pass down if you have fewer than 6 people in that pod. And that's just in order to keep things more competitive and to promote a higher level of activity within these pods. So basically that's the major rule change we have for pods. For those who don't know how the Bushiroad system works packs wise, I'm going to explain that to you guys, and that'll be pretty much most of this video, as this was mainly just to tell you guys, hey, we're Bushiroad official now. So I've seen people post in social media such as Facebook and other Discord servers that when they do win a Bushy Road official tourney, it took like a week for their packs to come in. So this here is on their site. It's for tournament organizers, and I wanted to explain to you guys that that's not the organizer. Bushy Road actually says right here it could take up to a week for the approval process, and for the distribution of tournament gotcha packs. So um, if you do win or top at one of our tournaments and it's taking, a few days for your packs to come in, just be patient. Bushy Road has a lot of tournaments that they have to go through. They have a lot of paperwork they have to do and things like that. So just be patient. It does say on their site it can take up to a week. That they already have that disclaimer. So that's not your organizer, such as me or White Tiger. We will be working diligently to get these applications and to get the results sent to Bushy Road ASAP so that you guys can get your packs ASAP. So basically, I did want to go ahead and give you guys that disclaimer. What that does mean is for the one that I will be hosting at the end of the month, you'll actually be getting your packs more than likely after the new set drops, so you can use those packs on newer stuff. For White Tigers tournament, you should actually get your packs more than likely before I even host mine. So you can use those on some of the new clan pickups that I've seen. I know there are a couple of them that fall within that week. I think Shadow Paladin does because it's the last one. Also, you could use them on, the big pickup they have for that entire set right now. That's supposed to last until the end of the month, I believe. So, White Tigers tournament, you're going to want to compete in that if you want some of the stuff out of this set. Mine, you probably won't get your packs until the limit break set drops on July 1st. So, that was the big disclaimer I wanted to give you guys. Now I want to tell you guys about the pack distribution itself. So I know I keep saying in my videos, hit anybody up hit anybody up This here is why, all right? If we host a Bushy Road official tournament and it only has 16 people, you only get prizes if you win. All right? And I want to see as many packs given out to you guys as possible. I want to see you guys get huge pluses off this, because we're not charging an entry fee. So this is just free cards. This is free packs. There's no reason not to try this. So I would like to push for a 64-person bracket every time we host a Bushy Road official tournament. If we have a 64-person bracket, top 4 all get packs. And not only that, if you check it out, they all get at least 10. The winner gets 20. So that's why I keep pushing for let's try and get as many people involved in this as possible. That's why we're trying to up the competitive activity. That's why we're trying to up just activity in the server in general. All right. Because we want this to succeed. We want this to have tons of people looking forward to our Bushy Road official tournaments. So, like I said, we want to see a 64-person tournament every time we host, if possible, because that would allow for top 4 to all get packs. Anything fewer than 64 will only award top 3 or fewer people. So help me out, guys. Help me to push for a 64-person tournament at the end of this month. A White Tiger is probably going to be pulling for the same for his as well. And I know for the first couple, until this gets more well known, that, hey, we're Bushy Road official, I don't expect it to be 64 every time. I would like to see at least 32 in each. But I would really like to push for 64 in our Bushy Road official tournaments. Our Platinum tourneys will still cap off at 32. However, we want our Bushy Road official tournaments to hit 64. So, thanks for watching, guys. Be on the lookout for any more news updates that we might have. And thank you guys so much for your support. We look forward to our first ever Bushy Road sponsored Vanguard Zero tournaments. Thanks.